we completely
But if
decimated.
you're using
15
aimbots on
kills,
video
no
games,
deaths.
hey, if anybody's watching this is no hate, all right? But if you're using aimbots, why are you playing? Because it's artificial. You cheating. Let's see what Seth got for us today. World of Tanks review, Balkan edition. Listen, we done seen the Russian Badger review World of Tanks many a times, but we're about to see the spin that Seth is about to put on it. Let's see.
People, Seth here. Now, you may be asking yourself, do I have deja vu, or did you not just review another tank sim 2 months ago? Correct. Then I went to their direct competitor and doubled my money. Sign up today using my invite link in the description below, and new players will get 250,000
Hey, look, they ain't
credits.
signed
That
no
Tier
non-compete.
5 Elite Heavy Excelsior tank
boy
and
went
7
right over
days
there
of
and got
World
the
of Tanks
bag.
Premium. You also get to rent the Tiger 131, the Cromwell B, and the T-34 85M for 10 battles each. World of Tanks is a fun and immersive game where the primary players are either vodniks or alcoholics. Despite this, or precisely because of this, it's incredibly successful. In the UK, beatings sharply increase after a football game, dependent on the outcome. If they lose, they get beaten. If they win, they still get beaten, but triumphantly. This game is exactly that, but for Eastern Europe. The game is now 12 years old, so you'd expect it to look pretty dated, but it's had a lot of graphical overhauls, and dare I say, it actually looks really nice. I started playing this around the same time I got into university. Consequently, I failed university and had to repeat the entire year. I think that's a very good endorsement.
Hey,
And
you know what I'm saying? Listen, we got the come on, man. They don't sell this in the store where you know what I'm saying, where you hybrid, you know what I'm saying? Listen, shout out to my guy Smoke.
metaphor for what World of Tanks is. It's like a car crash you can't look away from, except you're the driver, you're drinking, and you're causing all of this to happen. Needless to say, I really like it, and I'm coming from a position of integrity, because whose testimony are you going to listen to? The man who's currently addicted to crack, or the one that recovered? Because let me tell you, if you broke an addiction, how good was it to begin with? Myself, I'm still broken.
Yo, he said if you broke an addiction, how good was it to begin with? That's crazy. Hey. But why you had to put Kodak Black up there, man? Kodak Black ain't do nothing.
Not a personal issue. My crack is just really good. Now, let me tell you about it. Story. There is no story, so I made one up in my head. The World of Tanks takes place in the distant future. Everyone ate so much microplastic that we ended up shitting credit cards and pissing QR codes. Eventually, we reached critical mass, and now we are all tanks, fighting over limited resources as we struggle to remember our tragic past. In reality, World of Tanks covers the Gentile uprising of a Second Brother War, and appropriately, you can play tanks from any of the participating nations. This used to be just Germany, the US, the UK, and the USSR, but over time they included France, Czechoslovakia, Japan, China, Poland, Sweden, and I think this is Italy. Sorry, it is genuinely hard to tell sometimes. This is no one's fault but my own.
Spaghetti.
Because I choose to use the girls in Panzer
Racism,
UI.
man,
so please, bear with me. Gameplay. There's a lot of deep mechanics behind this game, and while there's many official resources to help you learn them, theory does not compare to practice. Because in practice, you and I are inside the same Soviet random number generator. Reason and logic cannot reach you. Your performance is based entirely on esoteric mysticism, belief, and high purity ethanol coursing through your bloodstream. Combat is very simple. You and your teammates face off against an equal number of opposing steel containers. Your objective is to penetrate and kill their human cargo. You do this with your turret, the effect of which is determined by the size, caliber, and type of ammunition you're firing, versus the angle of impact, the thickness of a plate, and the position on the tank model. Basically, it's all about learning the peculiar eccentricities of your current tank against the strengths and weaknesses of your enemy. Unlike War Thunder, which I'm going to compare to often because it's the only market competitor, tanks are not rendered automatically. World of Tanks takes the approach that realistic tank combat is so chaotic that someone has to physically detect an enemy vehicle through their viewing port and relay that position by radio to the rest of the team. Now, this is done automatically, but effectively, this means that camouflage and being spotted is the difference between an invisible ghost and a painted live target that's visible to the rest of the enemy team. Getting spotted usually means you're about 5 seconds away from getting pounded by every single tank.
By getting what?
Hidden in the brush. And if you somehow survive, 15 seconds away from getting cooked by artillery. In World of Tanks, stealth determines survival. A stationary tank makes no noise. A moving tank does. And a heavy.
Hey, look, this week, man, I'll be having to get my schedule together. And we're getting there, man.
Moving.
Every time I lock my schedule down, somebody's like, Holla, We have 75,000 more tasks for you to do. Fit them into your schedule, all right? I'm not taking on no more tasks. I'm done for the rest of the year.
Tank can be spotted by the exhaust of its engine alone. The only thing more visible than that is gunshots, because when the local foliage fires a 122mm shell at you, there's not much room for subtlety. Tank commanders are equipped with a sixth sense, so every time you're spotted and the commander can sense this, a sound will play, alerting you to the fact. Obviously, this is not the standard sound, and yours may be different. So, instead of getting wrecked in the open, a good strategy is to park yourself in the woods and wait for the enemy to come to you. Much like the match queue, the start of each game, and situations like this require some amount of patience. So, in the meantime, they start fishing shrimp until level 3. This is some good XP. So
we might have to move it to, I think the morning might be better for morning anime instead of night anime. I don't know.
I'm taking full advantage of it during the...
We gotta watch Dead Man Wonderland, though, man. I'm still on episode 2. I've been waiting to watch it with Discord.
Making of this video, I have watched the entirety of Girls in Panzer, made a fortune selling pie shells, and at this point, I'm afraid to admit that I've enchanted over 16,000 rings of recoil. The possibility that I have some form of brain parasite is non-zero. There's a wide variety of tanks in this game, and they're not made equal. Light tanks are fast and mobile. They're not made for killing targets, but for spotting them. They're invaluable to the team, and when piloted correctly, can run circles around the enemy. Medium tanks are self-explanatory. Heavy tanks are even fatter and have a top speed in the low 20s. They're designed for the heat of combat, not maneuverability. With armor so thick, they demand an entirely different category of vehicles to counter them. Tank destroyers. These are specialized tank hunters that have no conventional design, aside from one common feature: the largest gun they can possibly mount and fire, without being ripped off from the recoil. And finally, we have my favorite class in the game: SPGs. SPGs, or self-propelled guns, are mobile artillery pieces. Appropriately, you don't fire them like a tank. You press shift, you line up your shot, and turn the entire game into a third-person bombing sim.
Good. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I cannot express to you how satisfying it is to play artillery. Maybe a piece of Yugoslavia lives inside me. Maybe in a past life I was a mortar shell aimed at Croatians. In my humble yet correct opinion, this game is a lot more tactical than War Thunder. There's no respawns, there's no kill streaks, and you can't just pay money to deploy the same tank again. Of course, those are gripes with arcade, but that's the most popular mode. Over here, the population of players is always healthy, because guess what? It's a single queue. I would describe each match like a single round of CSGO. Anything can happen, all deaths are permanent, and I can never tell if someone's really good or using an aimbot. Recently, I had a match where we completely decimated.
If you're using aimbots on video games, hey, if anybody's watching this is no hate, all right? But if you're using aimbots, why are you playing? Because it's artificial. You cheating. Unless you play in the lobby with everybody using aimbots. Like, what is the point? The game's not even fun. It's the suspense of making sure I can see you before you see me using skills. All right? Y'all are using hacks.
Complete and total victory. When the odds are equal, the difference is teamwork and coordination. The community is generally really nice. Everybody communicates, gives advice, and I've even had people randomly message me after a fight to tell me that I did a good job. That's insane. And then I realized that's because this press account is for North America. Do you know what Europe is like?
So if they put a camera in this room and live stream it, WWE is going out of business. Facts. This is the real Royal Rumble right here. Right? What is WrestleMania?
In America, they actually communicate. In Europe, we use a collective of like every Balkan language ever spoken to insult one another. Now, if this game is primarily played by Eastern Euros, why is it so popular in America? Because every man named Maciek, Wojciech, and Kamil have already immigrated to the United States. They all work in construction, and much like Witcher 3, you can audibly hear as you pass them by. So, if you have a choice, I strongly encourage you.
Why they be spitting? They be spitting on people?
Play the US servers instead.
Here you go, Mr. President.
God bless Israel.
For the big America.
מקדונלדס מציגה סדרת...
Of course, it is perfectly fine and still really fun to play on European servers. And I do have my OG account there since like a decade ago, so I'm a little sentimental. And to honor this video, I will, for the first time in history, purchase microtransactions using my Wells Fargo $20 checking account. I have bought a premium engine exhaust. Let's see how I perform. In summary, war is hell. Also, there may be something different about my tanks. One of these is not like the others.
Rule
One of
34
these,
animes
seen
on this
from
tank
an
is
outside
crazy.
perspective, evokes a singular feeling. Disgust. See,
Ain't
this
never a
is
fight
how
if you
it
don't
used
get
to
KO'd.
be. See
Facts.
those men fighting the good fight? That's my grandfather. Did you know that in times of war, men can lactate? As you may have noticed, this game is incredibly moddable. This can be anything from replacing the UI to changing your damage indicators to adding custom sound effects.
Man, it doesn't matter if you 15, my nigga. I like young girls. I like them 15, 14.
Who got this soundbite? Where did this soundbite come from? And Seth, what did you type in to download this? How did you come across this soundbite right here?
16.
To plastering
Yo, it's some sick people out here, man.
scantily clad anime girls all over your tanks. Custom content really elevates this game from good to why would I play anything else? The answer to which is I do, but at the same time, check me out. My damage be doing numbers. All good things aside, this game has become quite massive over time, and all those
64 gigs, not
assets
that bad.
take a while to load. So while a hard drive will still work, I benefit greatly from putting this on an
EDP?
SSD.
Facts.
Critique.
That's
This
who it
game has
was
a
on that
general
call.
chat. This consists of people accusing each other of being Kremlin bots, old boomers talking about the good old days, and schizophrenics telling me that they are the chosen of Babylon. I wish that general chat could work in game, because that shit's hilarious. Like, I don't want to queue into a game because I don't know what I'm gonna miss.
And we also need to legalize UFO trips for the white boys to Agartha. We need to legalize alien lean.
Also, repair kits aside,
Yo, what
the
kind
very
of deep
concept
fakes
of a medical
do
kit
we got
is
out here,
absolutely
boy?
ridiculous.
The gunner is dead. We're trying to cover for him.
Question, what is inside that kit? Do you just give him 10 tabs of Pervitin? Also, there's no friendly fire in this game, which, to be honest,
That's
I
boo-boo.
completely understand. But that doesn't mean you can't aggressively ram your teammates to assert your dominance. When they give up and start reversing into you, that's when you know their resolve has been crushed. In truth, I don't really have any complaints. This game deserves its success. I would not have been able to mod the game as much as I did, or port over all those anime skins from 100 versions ago, if not for the
100
efforts
versions?
of certain individuals and the help of this community. So, genuinely,
Yo, why people be playing anime, you know what I'm saying, tings on all tanks? What's that one airship game? They put them on the planes. Yo,
thank you. This game
when the metaverse take over, y'all are done, okay? Everybody's gonna be doing things with that. Look, I see the future. I'm staying away from it. I need real life people, okay? When I, you know what I'm
It
saying?
could be summarized as peek out from behind a corner, shoot your load, and retreat into darkness. But mechanically, there's a lot more to it. And if you're interested, I'm legally obligated to say this. Sign up today using my invite link in the description box below. If you're a new player, you'll get 250,000 credits, the Tier 5 Excelsior, 7 days of World of Tanks Premium,
Okay.
and you also get to rent the Tiger 131, the Cromwell B, and the T-3485M for 10 battles each. As always, more
Renting them
content to
for 10
come, so
battles
stay
is
tuned. I love my sponsors because they help me get that bread, which is my only chance at surviving the Kali Yuga. I never mentioned this, but it's my sincerest hope that they don't actually watch this video, or they may discover that I've attached my phone number
Shoot
to the
your
press
load is
account.
crazy. I
So
was gonna
once
say
they
nothing.
take it away, I can steal
I
it
let 'em
back
get away with
using
it.
password recovery. I
Major
don't
was
see
good.
this as morally dubious, but rather as an extension of my permanent free trial. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly
WW.
wonderful. Anyway, I'm gonna start playing the Serbian war music now.
Yo. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was in Crumble one time and they played this song. It sounded like it came out of a Russian opera house, bro. And like, I'm not talking about that old opera where it's the big lady who sings, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell the vibrations are hitting all sectors of her stomach before they come out of her mouth. I know that type of opera, but this one was more of like a younger, like 24, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 165 pounds type of opera. All right, it was a banger. It was one of the best songs I ever heard. Couldn't find it. And the day I find that song, boy, I might be ready to go back to the lobby because it was beautiful. I tried to Shazam it. The girl at Crumble was looking at me crazy. Because she thought I was trying to record her. I wasn't. I'm not one of those type of TikTokers, man. Okay? I have class in my TikToks. J2 was good. But I need to find that song. But I mean, this war music not going to cut it. I need that one.